Hi, everyone. I'm going to tell you how our software is simplifying complex IT projects. I've done over 60 major IT transformation projects in my career, in roles ranging from software engineer to executive sponsor. Today, I want to tell you the story of a special one. This was a project at the world's fastest growing dress manufacturer. This company was absolutely vibrant. I had an opportunity to visit their facilities around the world. It was very, very impressive. Their technology, however, not so much. They were running their business on one of the world's silliest collection of Excel files. We were brought in to implement a brand new e-commerce transactional website and give their business a technological backbone in the form of a Tier 1 ERP. The plan, 3 years, $8 million. Reality is that after 8 years and $24 million spent, disaster struck on the day of go live. When we went live, it was bad. It was grown men crying bad. There were $50 million worth of dresses that were piling up on shipping docks and packing stations across the country. After months of getting this company back on track, the entire executive team was fired, including the CEO. I'm one of 23 worldwide Microsoft Distinguished Enterprise Architects. I'm very good at what I do. And I wasn't able to save this project from failure. But you know what? I spend almost no time beating myself up over this, because 80% of these projects fail. At the end of my 16-hour shifts trying to get this project back on track, this is what my world would look like. If you don't have anxiety looking at this slide, you and I are very different people. The complexity on these projects really can't be overstated. We're talking hundreds of components that are all interrelated. Any one of these components, if we take this HR integration as an example, is overwhelming. This thing has over hundreds of underlying components. And if we take even one of these, onboarding, for example, this is dozens of people involved, over thousands of interactions. If I were to unpack this today, after weeks of work, I would have an incomplete understanding at best. What if it didn't have to be like this? I'm super excited to introduce you to Tato. Tato takes thousands of interactions on your project and turns them into simple, organized components that anyone can follow. I'm actually going to repeat that. Tato takes thousands of interactions on your project and turns them into simple, organized components that anyone can follow. Vlad is going to come up here and help me demo. So I would have loved to show you a $35 million ERP project. You guys would have loved to see that. But these are highly confidential. So instead, we're eating our own dog food. Shout out Sarama. And we are going to show you our own project internally. So what you're seeing here on the left-hand side is what we call our project, Project X. And we're going to expand it to see the core components of the project. So you're seeing integrations, data augmentation, and all. I can navigate this. I can go as deep as I need to or stay as high level as I want to. As Vlad is navigating the left-hand side, the dashboard on the right-hand side is updating relative to what's selected on the left. Right now, the dashboard's configured to show a summary along with a list of relevant activities. I could have configured to show a list of risks, decisions, action items, or really anything that I need to keep up with my project. Now, sometimes I have a question. So we can flip over the chat view and ask a simple question. Like, today, if you wanted to do this, I'd have to go bother one of my teammates. Now, Tato can just answer your question real quickly. Sometimes we have, there you go. Go Tato. All right. Sometimes we have a need for something a little bit more advanced. I could have needed to generate a status report or a list of major decisions that are pending to be made, to ask the customer about it. Or, in this case, Vlad has generated a list of major risks. This content is actually interactive. So what you're seeing after the quick summary is actually a list of interactive snippets. These snippets I can dig into. So I could open any one of these, and I could go all the way down to the exact words that were said that generated this snippet in the first place. All right, Vlad, thank you so much. Let's go back to slides. This is our technology. And this is where the real magic is happening. The Tato agent can be invited to your project interactions. That's inviting it to a call, CCing it on an email, adding it to your Jira activity. It just participates in the activity, takes the data, and sends it to the Tato platform. It's that simple. The real magic happens in the Tato platform. So we have a recursive data pipeline that generates thousands of snippets. Each one of these snippets goes through named entity and temporal recognition. And then we use the latest foundational models to enrich the data. We would not call ourselves a company that does project stuff if we didn't have component mapping. This cycle continues until Tato has a full understanding of how this interaction has impacted the project. Our customers are using our technology to turn this chaos into this list of components that is simple and organized so anyone can follow. Every year, $700 billion are spent on projects like the one I told you about. These projects sometimes allow you to get a dress shipped to your home, and sometimes they quite literally power our economy. They allow you to eat, travel, or even put gas in your car. And these projects are fueled by the world's consulting firms. There are thousands of these consulting firms, and I'm really happy to announce that we have 9 of these customers today. These consulting firms are our ICP. With our early pricing for pilot projects, we've generated a little over 150,000 in ARR, and Matt was walking around this room just a few minutes ago and giving me big thumbs up. We might have maybe almost doubled this number, so super exciting. At the start of camp, we closed our oversubscribed $1.5 million pre-seed. I've already told you about my experience and why we started this company in the first place. Vlad was just here helping me with the demo, and Matt is somewhere in the room here. If you need some icebreakers to come up and talk to us, we're gearing up for enterprise. So right now, SOC 2, GDPR, ISO, any of these acronyms, they're all relevant. We're obsessed about consulting firms as an ICP, and we all have babies under the age of 2. Look, if you know a thing or two about building a billion-dollar SaaS business, we just want to talk. We're going to take this 80% failure and turn it into this. Thank you.